Welcome to Reiki Rising, your guide to all things Reiki and igniting your spiritual path. Join us every week as we delve into the transformative world of Reiki, sharing insights on how to navigate this earthly journey while elevating the vibration of the collective. Be prepared for deep discussions, enlightening interviews, and maybe even a glimpse or two into our live Instagram Reiki shares and conversations. Whether you're a seasoned practitioner or new to the energy healing realm, this podcast is your sanctuary for growth, healing, and connection. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to another episode of Reiki Rising. I'm your host, Raven. I'm a Reiki practitioner, intuitive art guide, and yoga instructor. And today we're going to be diving into a powerful and transformative practice, burning ceremonies. This is an ancient ritual that can help you to release negativity, set intentions, and invite positive energy into your life. Whether you're new to burning ceremonies or looking to deepen your practice, this episode is for you. Today, we are going to explore the history and significance of these ceremonies, how to prepare for our ceremony, setting intentions, conducting the ceremony, and reflection. I also want to include Reiki in this, so I'll be talking about how we can use Reiki to infuse our intentions. By the end of this episode, you'll have a comprehensive understanding of how to create one of these ceremonies for yourself. So let's go ahead and get started. It is so important to really talk about the history and significance. These ceremonies are nothing new. They're popular, but they have been around for centuries, used across various cultures as a way to release unwanted energies and emotions. Fire has always been a symbol of transformation, alchemy, purification. If we think about the heat of the fire and the act of burning things away. In ancient times, fire was actually seen as a mediator between humans and the divine, a way to communicate with the gods or with the universe, and people would often burn offerings or prayers or symbolic items to release what no longer served them and seek guidance or blessings. As I said, these have become popular, and in burning ceremonies, they've really evolved into a personal and spiritual practice that anyone can perform. The act of burning something symbolizes, to me, the end of one phase and the beginning of another. It's a way to alchemize energy. It's a tangible way to let go of old patterns and emotions or situations and make space for new intentions and positive energy. Burning ceremonies are particularly powerful because they engage all of the elements: earth, air, fire, and water. The paper or item that you are burning comes from the earth. The act of burning involves fire. The smoke interacts with the air, and often we will be using water and sometimes sand, which I'll get to that, to extinguish the remnants. This elemental involvement enhances the ceremony's power. It helps us to align our intentions with the natural world. So now that we have gone through a little bit of the history, preparing for your ceremony is really important. This is, I would say, setting that intention and preparation is key to creating a meaningful ceremony. Start by choosing a time and a place where you aren't going to be disturbed. This could be outdoors, in your backyard, at a beach, or in a quiet, well-ventilated room in your home, ensure that you have a fireproof container like a metal bowl or a clay pot. That way you can safely contain the fire. Gather all of your materials. You'll need paper and a pen to write down what you want to release or to set intentions for. You'll also need matches or a lighter, some source of fire, and it's a good idea to have a bowl of water or sand nearby to extinguish when you are done. You might want to also include other items that have personal significance like crystals or herbs or essential oils. If there are items that are connected to a person, to a chapter, or something important that you're trying to draw in or release, those are helpful as well. I do recommend creating a temporary altar for this. Really set the mood for your ceremony by creating a sacred space. You can do this by lighting candles, playing music, cleansing the area with smoke. There are many herbs you can use. If you're curious about what those are, the previous episode, I do talk about magical herbs and their uses, so check that out in episode 19 and 20. And I go over some of the basic ones, so we can use things like garden sage, rosemary, lavender, roses, different things, and you just choose whatever it is that feels most aligned to you. If you have an ancestral practice and there's something specific to that you would like to use, incorporate that as well. The intention is really important, and the idea is to create an environment that feels calm and conducive to reflecting and creating this transformation. Take a moment when you get started to really ground yourself, to really anchor into that present moment. Find a comfortable seat, close your eyes, and take a few breaths. Imagine roots growing from your body into the earth, anchoring you and connecting you to the ground. This is an exercise that will help you to be fully present and focused during the ceremony. Now, I said setting intentions is really important. Setting clear intentions for this is a crucial part of the ceremony. Take a moment after you've grounded in to really reflect on what you want to release from your life. This could be negative emotions, and I say negative, dense emotions. I don't think there's really negative or positive. So like anger, fear, or sadness, maybe limiting beliefs or old stories, unhealthy habits that no longer serve you. Write these down on a piece of paper. And here's where a lot of people stop. And I think what is really important is to also, or equally important, is to decide what it is that you want to invite into your life. What positive changes do you want to see? What are your goals, your aspirations? These are also important to write down on a separate piece of paper. Be specific. Be positive in your wording for scripting instead of I want. Right? I invite calm and peace into my life, or my life is full of calm and peace. As you write, take your time to really connect with each word, to feel the emotions associated with letting go and with inviting in. Visualize the release of the old and welcome all of the new. This connection is going to make your ceremony even more powerful and impactful. I think intention is the most important detail of this. So now that you have prepared and you've set your intentions, it's time to conduct the ceremony. So you'll begin by lighting your match or your lighter and carefully igniting the paper. We'll start with the intentions for release. As this paper burns, visualize the negative energy dissipating with the smoke. Imagine all of these unwanted elements being transformed and neutralized by the fire. Pay close attention to the flames and watch as they consume the paper. This process is symbolic of the transformation that is taking place within you. So really tune in. Feel the weight of these negative energies lifting and dissolving, and take your time. There is no need to rush. Take all the time you need. Watch it burn until there is nothing left. There's no need to rush here. Just be present in the moment. And then when you're ready, after we've released, it's time to bring in our positive intentions, bring in what we're calling in. So we ignite this paper with our positive intentions, and as it burns, we visualize all of those goals and desires being sent out into the universe. Imagine the smoke carrying these intentions upwards, where they'll be able to manifest and take shape. Really, really embody the excitement and the joy of all of these changes coming into your life. And after both of these papers have burned out completely, take a moment to just sit in silence and reflect on the process. Reflect on the steps, on how you felt. Imagine the changes that will take place. And then when you're ready, you can take the ashes and you can bury them. You can keep some. Sometimes I like to keep some of the ashes and set them on my altar. Whatever feels right for you. Some people like to bury them because it's a way of grounding in the intentions. And really, it's just what I'm focusing on. Like if I am focusing on releasing only during a ceremony, it's just something that I need to let go of. Then I will bury the ashes. But if I'm also doing a ceremony where I'm calling something in as well, then I'll maybe keep a small portion of those ashes on my altar as a reminder. And really reflecting after the ceremony is probably the best way to integrate what you've done. So it's really essential to take the time to reflect on the experience, more than just the small pause after the ceremony, but what emotions or thoughts have surfaced. Notice sensations in your body. Notice if there's a lightness or if there's joy or whatever's coming forward for you. There's no right or wrong answer. And then take some time to journal about your experience. It can be really helpful to just write down these feelings, the insights, and also how you plan to take a step forward. What is the first step you are going to take forward with your new intentions? This reflection will help you to process the transformation and integrate these changes into your life. It's how you take stock and track your progress to see how your intentions are manifesting over time. Keeping a journal is really helpful for this because we can date it. We can look back maybe a month from now when you're doing your next ceremony, or 2 months from now, however long it is. Maybe this is something that's a long-term goal and there's one thing that you're focusing on. Keeping track of how you're feeling each time and what your experience is a great way to help you stay in the energy of what it is that you're trying to call in and help it manifest over a longer period of time, to keep drawing in abundance or light energy or love, something that you're going to want to have continue to come to you. Keeping track of this is just solidifying these intentions that you've set. I also want you to remember that this is not a one-time event. This is a practice that you can return to whenever you feel the need to release and renew. It doesn't have to be the same intention each time. It can be different or altered, and it can be dependent on astrology. Maybe there's a full moon and a new moon that you work with, or a different moon phase, or different alignment. Each ceremony can bring deeper insights and different transformations. So I hope that this has been beneficial for you. If you've been curious about burning ceremonies, I hope that this was helpful. I do want to give you a little heads up that on Monday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be doing a live burning ceremony. It'll be a Reiki share. So with each of these episodes, we have a corresponding or coinciding Reiki share that we do. And so I will be holding this one on Monday at 5:30 on YouTube Live. So if you want to join us in the Patreon group, you'll see the link for this. You can become a member for free and join us each week for these live Reiki shares, and we'll be doing this together. So if there is something that you would like to release, make sure that you take the time before you tune in to really set the space, and we can do this together, and we'll bring Reiki into this. So we'll be grounding with Reiki meditation. We'll be visualizing this. Even if you're in a space where you can't burn something physically, we'll be going through this in a way that we're visualizing this through the meditation. So if that's something that you would like to do, if that sounds like it aligns with you and you're really looking forward to this practice, then I hope that you will join me on Monday. If you are listening to this after that live Reiki share has happened, please join us for the next one, and you will find this live Reiki share recording available after this episode. So there is no pressure. You can come anytime and join for this ceremony. You'll be able to listen to that recording and come back to it each time if you want to, as you continue to build this practice of creating your own burning ceremony. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode of Reiki Rising. I hope this guide to holding your ceremony empowers you to release what no longer serves you and to embrace change. Remember, the power of transformation is always within you, and you have the ability to create a life filled with positivity and purpose, and to align with your favorite versions of you, whatever that is in the moment. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and check out the Patreon community for more exclusive content. Your support really helps us continue to bring forward these practices. So I appreciate all of the comments, all of the messages, and reviews on the podcast. Until next time, stay grounded and keep shining your light. Thank you for joining us on this transformative journey with Reiki Rising. Ready to take your spiritual expansion to the next level? Join us on the Reiki Rising Collective and unlock a world of connection and growth. Subscribe through our Patreon, link in the description of this podcast episode, and gain access to exclusive weekly live distance Reiki shares and enriching discussions. As a member, you'll also receive one-on-one coaching sessions, discounts on workshops, and so much more. Follow me, your guide in all things Reiki, on Instagram at Raven Waterblossom, and take the next step on your journey. Join us in the Reiki Rising Collective. We can't wait to meet you.